Let me cover your 6. Hello and welcome back to yet another Saturday 6 video. And today, what are we talking about here? Let me look at my list. You guys know I can't see it without my list. Today, we are talking about 6 tools that every DIYer needs to have in their little, toolbox, if you will. And I'm sure that there will be some additional things to this list that you should have. If you are a DIYer or crafter or something like that and you want to comment something if you think I missed it, make sure to do that. But these 6 things are 6 things that I literally have always out and at arm's reach whenever I'm doing a DIY project, whether it's big or small. So this is what my list of constant 6 things that I need for pretty much most of my DIYs. So let's get started here. Let me take a sip of my deliciousness first. High quality H2O. Anywho, thing number 1, almost always by me. It's kind of ridiculous, but a staple gun. And the truth is I have 2 staple guns. I have a light duty staple, 3 actually, because I have a regular stapler that you would expect to see in an office somewhere. And I find that that's really helpful when I'm doing like just really low duty projects, like where I'm just, going into some of that soft wood, kind of those soft wood frames that the Dollar Tree has. And I'm putting something on like wax paper or whatever. I can just get by with just that regular office stapler. So I do keep that near me. I have a light duty silver stapler that I use that has some larger staples and it's gonna do a lot more work or give me a lot more leverage than like a regular office stapler. And then I have something that's like a heavy duty stapler, and that thing carries multiple different types of staples, and it also has a place where I think you can load up brad nails. I don't use that for my brad nails, but that thing it's built to get used. Excuse me. If I can, I will try to make sure that I link that stapler in the description box, because I'm pretty sure that I bought that stapler from Amazon. It's been some time, but I will link it in the description box in case anyone is interested in picking that up. Hello. The other thing, speaking of brad nailers, that I think we all need is a brad nailer. That brad nailer, when I purchased it, and I'm pretty sure I got that from Amazon too, so I'll make sure to link that as well, was a game changer. It was a straight up game changer. A brad nailer, specifically if you are doing projects with wood, which you guys know we do a lot of. This wall behind us, and make sure to check out the DIY video for this wall, was so quick because we used a brad nailer. Brad nailers changing the game for how you do your DIY projects. One, the nice thing about a brad nailer is that you can buy different size brads, right? So I use the smaller brads for when I'm doing projects where I'm just trying to connect pieces of wood to, say, make a box. I use the longer brads when I'm doing a project like this, or the couch that I'm sitting on is basically being held together, specifically the wood panels, by brads. So again, the quickness that you get from a brad nail and the seamlessness that you get from that connection is pretty good. The brads are relatively small. You can usually paint over them, or you really don't see them. It's not like a big juicy screw that you're gonna see in your project. So I really highly recommend, if you do not have a brad nailer, to go ahead and pick one up. I can't remember what I spent on mine, but it was not particularly expensive. And like I said, I will make sure to link it in the description box. Come through with the dryness of this year. Anywho, the other item number 3, I should say, is a small screwdriver. And when I say a small screwdriver, I'm not talking about the handle. I'm talking about, think about the screwdrivers that people use for fine detail work. Like the stuff that people use to take out the screws that are on glasses. You really need one of those teeny tiny screwdrivers, because I cannot tell you how many times I've pulled apart a piece that I've thrifted, that I've gotten from the Goodwill or something, and it had ridiculously small screws that I wasn't able to get to catch with a regular screwdriver. And sometimes you're doing music boxes, you're doing hinges, sometimes when I do hinges on small things, I'm using these teeny tiny screws, and having one of those teeny tiny screwdrivers is really, really helpful, because I don't think you can even get it done with one of those regular screwdrivers. So I highly recommend picking up a teeny tiny screwdriver. I think you can pick one of those up, like a little case. I think I got mine from the Dollar Tree. Don't hold me to that, but if they are available at the Dollar Tree, I will try to link it so that you guys can see what I'm talking about. Let's see. The other item, and I'm pretty sure you can get this one from the Dollar Tree, although the one that I use, I actually picked up from Temu. I think I spent about $7 on it. Again, I will try to link that below so that you guys can see what I'm talking about. But I have a leveler that I purchased, and it's awesome. It levels in multiple different angles. Again, the one I got from Temu has a tape measure that comes out of the side, and it has a laser. It has a laser leveler, which is awesome when you're trying to hang things straight, like when you're doing, like, say, a series of pictures that you're trying to hang on your wall. So say you're trying to do a 2 or a 3 piece, and it's 3 individual pictures, and you're trying to hold that level all the way through. That laser leveler is really nice for that, because it allows you to hold it up on your line and then mark across a distance. So I really love that for that reason. But any old regular leveler, including, like I said, a leveler that you could pick up from the Dollar Tree, would be fine. You just need something so that when you're doing your projects or hanging things or building something, that you're able to keep it level, because it shows when it's not level. So you want to make sure you've got your leveler handy. Oh yeah, my nemesis. Number 5 on the list is my nemesis, and that is glue guns. Oh, large and small. I have a complete love-hate relationship with glue guns because they're so necessary. They allow me to do so many things that would be so difficult to do if I was waiting for something like E6000 to set. Plus E6000 is, it'll clear a room out. It's nasty. Those type of epoxy glues and stuff, they have a real strong smell. So glue guns come in handy because they just provide us those kind of quick holds that we really need sometimes when we're doing small projects and even large projects. So a glue gun is just a necessary evil for DIYing, I think. And I think it's important to have both a large and a small glue gun, because there's just different projects. Sometimes you're doing fine detail work, and using your bigger glue gun with the larger aperture, which is the opening at the tip, is actually just messy. I am a person who has been known to use the wrong size glue gun for my project. But I'm trying to get back into doing it the quote unquote right way, because I do have 3 different glue guns. And I should be using my smaller glue guns for my smaller projects. But again, I think it's important to have a glue gun 1, and if possible to have 2 glue guns. And they're not particularly that expensive. But again, it's good to have a small one for those fine detail projects that you don't want a whole of glue to come out. You just need that little bit. You want to keep it nice and clean. And a larger one, because there's larger projects that you're going to be doing where that little one is just not going to get it done. So again, the 2 glue guns there I think is important. Last on my list is an assortment of knives. And I know it sounds crazy, but an assortment of knives is a DIY crafter's best friend. I can't tell you how many times I've needed to cut something and I used a serrated knife. It could be a steak knife from your kitchen. It could be a bread knife. It doesn't really matter, but a serrated knife comes in handy. If you're cutting, say, floral foam or pool noodles or whatever, that really does come into play. Sometimes when I'm cutting foam board even, using a serrated knife is really helpful for that. As you guys know, my personal favorite, and also my dad's personal favorite, is Baby Shank. And Baby Shank is just basically a cheese knife that I picked up from one of those $5 board packages, if you will, cheese board packages from the Dollar Tree. And I love Baby Shank because Baby Shank is sharp. And I have used Baby Shank to do quite a few things. It's become basically another tool for me. So again, I strongly recommend that you have an assortment of knives, because we do things and knives are necessary in some of the things that we're doing. Obviously, you want to make sure that your knives are sharp, and you always want to practice safety when you're utilizing your knives. But knives do come in handy when we are crafting and DIYing. So, anywho, I think I've droned on long enough. Anywho, again, we hope that you guys are enjoying these Saturday 6 videos. We're certainly enjoying making them and sharing kind of our tips with you guys. Again, make sure to comment below if there is a tool that you are absolutely sure that we need that I did not put on the list. And of course, as always, we appreciate you guys for watching, and we hope that you'll come back, hang out, and be okay with us.